Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
Standards Organization of Nigeria impounds substandard electric cables with a street value of over 100 million naira. Arrests importer of the seizure as Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria reaffirms commitment to check the distribution of fake and substandard products in Nigeria and assessment of feedback from consumers of goods in the country. What is the SON's focus in this regard? We have details of these and other interesting stories on this week's edition of the program, your program, and of course, our program, Standard and You. Nice to have you join us again on the program. Please accept the sincere regards of the Director General, management and staff of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, the SON, as you enjoy every bit of the SON's Public Enlightenment Initiative, Standard and You. As always, my pleasure bringing the program to you. My name is Ifoma Okonkwo. I'll be back shortly.
Automation of our processes started about 2 years ago to improve our services, our reach, and accessibility, so that we'll be able to reduce human interface as much as possible in order to reduce rent-seeking or what you call corruption or bribe.
If you continue to import substandard and fake products into Nigeria, we will continue to impound and destroy them. Officials of the Standards Organization of Nigeria gave this assurance when the agency seized and evacuated substandard electric cables with a street value of over 100 million naira in Alaba Market, Lagos State. I witnessed the evacuation of the seizure.
Over the years, the Standards Organization of Nigeria has made it clear that the task of ridding our markets of fake and substandard products was the duty of everyone in the country. Since inception more than 4 decades ago, the agency has enjoyed the support of well-meaning Nigerians who have continued to provide the agency with relevant information to enhance its operations. The latest of such strategic partnership between SON and other Nigerians is this seizure, where substandard electric cables were seized at this warehouse in Alaba Market in Lagos. According to the Assistant Director, Inspectorate and Compliance Directorate of the SON, Engineer Enebi Onucheyo, a good Nigerian provided information about the electric cable suspected to be substandard. SON, he stressed, swung into action upon receiving the information because the electric cable is a life-endangering product, adding that the SON will not relent in its efforts to evolve strategies to tackle the menace of fake and substandard products.
The warehouse was locked. What we did was to counterlock it and put a seal and with a telephone number for the person to call. So we're waiting for the call from the owner of the warehouse. Instead, the next intelligent information we got again that the man has gone there with a welding machine to cut open the padlock we put there to evacuate those things with a truck. So lo and behold, as we arrived there, we actually saw the truck from afar. So what we decided to do is to allow him to actually go into the act, then we'll get him in the act. So we allow him to cut the padlock, open the warehouse, and evacuated, loaded the first truck. Immediately he finished loading, he closed the truck and was about closing the warehouse, and when we descended on him, we apprehended him and then arrested himself, the owner of the warehouse, the boy with the welding machine, and then the truck which was loaded with the cables to our warehouse. And then the people arrested were taken to the police.
Engineer Onucheyo told Standard and You that the substandard cable failed the on-the-spot quality check conducted by the SON.
The cable in question is not registered, and when tested with ordinary magnet, it was responding, which is not supposed to be. There's aluminum cable, there's copper. Aluminum, that is the one you see them they use for high tension. What is there is iron, yes. Since it's responding to a magnet, it signifies what you're having is iron and not copper. If it is magnetizing, sorry, that is not the right cable.
Engineer Onucheyo disclosed that SON has developed a robust quality infrastructure to deal with the menace and warned that anyone caught importing substandard products into Nigeria will be prosecuted. The prevalence of these products in the country, he explained, have had and will continue to have adverse economic implications on the people and Nigeria.
A lot of the enforcement that we carried out were from voluntary information from stakeholders, which means that they are getting the information. They are getting, we are getting the feedback from them. A lot of them, because we are not everywhere and we cannot be everywhere, but we get classified information from stakeholders that enables us to, apprehend a lot of people engaging in substandard products. Many of them, are being prosecuted. And we can only use this medium to thank Nigerians and request for more. All of us, as Nigerians, as consumers, must join the quality vanguard.
If one man's message has led to the seizure you just watched, imagine what we would do if more people send us more messages to help us arrest worse situations. I guess it's time we rose to the challenge and be part of the war against substandard and fake products. Moving on, in the last 1 year, we have empowered more and more Nigerians with basic information on our activities and products to make them better informed and make the right choices. We toured the length and breadth of the nation, committing resources to organizing sensitization in the 6 geopolitical zones of the country, from Aba, Enugu, Imo, Anambra, Lagos, Oyo, Ogun, Osun, Ekiti, to Adamawa, Abuja, Nasarawa, Gombe, Kaduna, Kano, Sokoto, Kogi, as well as Port Harcourt, Bayelsa, Edo, and Delta states. Participants drawn from the various fields of human endeavor were exposed to the imperatives of standard amongst other topics. In this report, we shall examine the exercise so far, its benefits, and what the agency hopes to achieve in the near future. Please take a look.
Standard elaboration, promotion, and sensitization are parts of the mandate of the Standards Organization of Nigeria. The agency is also tasked with the responsibility of ensuring quality of goods and services in the country, especially life-endangering products like electric cables, tires, liquefied petroleum gas cylinder, otherwise known as cooking gas cylinder, amongst others. The SON today has developed critical quality infrastructure, competent human resource, and viable measures to tackle the menace of substandard and fake products in Nigeria. Although the agency has recorded remarkable strides in this regard, it has on a daily basis continued to evolve and deploy new ideas and mechanisms to rid our markets of such dangerous products that have continued to take their toll on the Nigerian economy. Empowering consumers with basic knowledge on various products and the activities of the SON is one initiative that the agency embarked upon about a year ago.
Nationwide sensitization is born out of our desire to let the stakeholders know what we are doing. It's as a result of our activities in state offices in the 36 states of the Federation, the reach of our activities. So there has been an identified areas where we have gaps in passing the message through. So in order to fill these identified gaps, the organization had to embark on a nationwide sensitization in the 6 geographical zones of Nigeria to educate the stakeholders on the need to comply with standards, to let them know what they have to gain, to increase the scope of quality vanguards among the stakeholders and the population at large. And most importantly, educate the customers on their rights, on how they can seek redress on issues of standardization and quality assurance. That is what we've tried to do in the 6 geographical zones of Nigeria. It's a continuous thing. It's to augment already existing services of the Standard Organization of Nigeria.
The very sensitization provided a platform for participants from all walks of life, the opportunity to understand and appreciate the workings of the SON at the ports, how to access the various SON programs such as Products Registration, SONCAP, and how to attain the mandatory conformity assessment program certification.
Somebody who is responsible enough, who knows the quality of outing in terms of this type of seminar, knows that SON have been trying for years now, and I have never missed their seminar. They did it last 2 years, just like that. Every other year they do it, up to 2 or 3 times. The processes of importation and standardization in Nigeria here has improved. SON has done a lot of job to be online in every other activities they do, and that is this business for people.
These various programs have been carefully developed and designed not only to meet the aspiration of consumers who will always want to derive satisfaction from products and services purchased, but also to help the SON in its war against substandard and fake products.
What we are promoting by engaging with stakeholders is to encourage self-regulation. Self-regulation amongst manufacturers and dealers in products. Because if you do not take a substandard product from the producer, he will not continue to produce. So we're encouraging that. We're, even amongst consumers, we're trying to encourage that a consumer will eventually demand for that which meets his requirements, and that if he doesn't get it, he will lay a complaint. So all of that we are promoting. The final end result is to ensure that where, particularly if you are a local manufacturer, we have found you doing the wrong thing and we have tried to put you through. If you are a recalcitrant, of course, we have the powers of enforcement. The law has empowered us. We can, seize your products within the law. We can make you to pay for the destruction of that product within the law. And we can even prosecute you. All of those powers are available, but we only use them as a last resort.
What has been the impact of this exercise so far?
The program is a very good one. I really appreciate SON coming to sensitize us, we particularly in Rivers State. We have learned how to manage cylinders. I've also learned how to comport myself in case of there's fire. The fireman spoke about that. I think I will go home with that one.
This program is so enriching and educative, and also it is informative. I've learned how to handle, gas cylinders. They taught us how to, manage, to fight fire if there is fire in the house.
It's an avenue for us to know what is obtainable in the market, and also to build our conscience, individual conscience, in the activities of the products that you sell to the people.
SON is doing a great thing. Just like it is stated that security is everybody's business, I think standards is everybody's business.
This workshop and sensitization is very, very important because they invited all the stakeholders, the businessmen, the government agencies, and it encompasses everybody. That makes it one of a kind, and it's very, very important.
I would describe this workshop as very timely, very, very important, because everybody is here, the women, the men, the youth, and even the students. In Gombe State, I have observed that we are afraid to use gas. Some of us can afford it, but we are afraid of its dangers. And this sensitization will now educate us on how we use this thing, so we will not be afraid of using the gas again. Rather, we will embrace it.
Efforts are on by the organization to expand its scope to capture more people in the rural areas.
We've been able to focus on, for instance, emerging challenges like gas cylinder, effect of gas cylinder, substandard, streamlining, a good manufacturing practice in agricultural areas to encourage them, to prepare them for their goods for exports, acceptability within Nigeria. In some areas, we had to focus on metrology for effective calibration, traceability, and fair trade. So each area will require a certain area of specialization, and we've been able to spread most of these requirements across every geographical zones to meet the need of government. There's this novel plan on making people know the effect of the government fight against corruption. There's anti-bribery standards and good governance standards. We have to take them to sensitize people in the 6 geographical zones, because government want to focus on prevention of such activities. Though it's voluntary, the anti-corruption war needs to include preventive methods, international best practice on how to prevent the occurrence of bribe and corrupt practices. These are the things we've done in 2019, and we hope to expand the scope.
Since the commencement of the nationwide strategic sensitization, the agency's public relations officer says the SON is doing a lot to address concerns from consumers.
Standardization and quality is dynamic. Every day things change, technological things change, even the tastes of consumers change, and so products will change. And for those reasons, there will be need to continually, engage with stakeholders and inform them, create awareness and get feedback from them on how, standardization is working and what we need to do in reviewing our activities.
Wow, Chief Mike, how are you? Fine. I'm going to Sun office for the certification of my wheat flour. Oh no, things have changed. Sun has simplified all its activities. You could have even stayed back in Kano and process all your papers online. Whoa.
With the efforts of Sun, the products of SMEs can now compete globally. Sun has put in place necessary machineries in support of the growth of SMEs. At highly subsidized charges, SMEs can now get their certification, laboratory testing of their products, as well as purchase of standards. Meanwhile, Sun is carrying out massive seizure of substandard goods in the market and have gotten legal backing to prosecute offenders, all to protect consumers and SMEs. Sun, improving life through standards.
Welcome to the feedback segment of the program. I am Halimot Osifo. All over the world, manufacturers try to increase the sale of their products in each and every possible way. This is to achieve the main objective of profit maximization. More often than not, some producers of goods do not take into cognizance the interest of consumers. Very often, a consumer does not get the right goods and services, and sometimes adulterated or low-quality goods are sold to him. So, how do you avoid being cheated? The answer is knowing your moral and legal entitlements. In other words, consumer rights. Right to safety, yes. While it is essential for manufacturers to obey the rules related to the safety of consumers, the consumer can demand a ban on the sale of goods injurious to health like harmful food products, inferior medicines, and electrical appliances without safety devices. Right to choose. If a product is produced by more than one manufacturer, then the consumer has a right to inspect the products of various manufacturers so that he may purchase a quality product at an appropriate price after making comparative study. Right to information. You can demand for any information about the quality, price, content of any product and have access to the manufacturing date, expiry date, address of manufacturer, directions, and more. Right to redress. You have the right to notify the manufacturer or seller of any defect found in the goods purchased. When they do not address your complaints, you can approach the concerned authorities and seek redress. Right to consumer education. It's a lifelong responsibility which educates you with information on products and services to enable you make informed decisions during purchase. It's important for you to know your rights because an enlightened consumer is an empowered consumer. Standards Organization of Nigeria is one government agency committed towards safeguarding your consumer rights. Eze Juliet from Abuja says, "Good day, please. Is it safe to use products that are not certified by the Standards Organization of Nigeria?" It's better for you to use products that have been certified by Standards Organization of Nigeria because it guarantees the safety and quality of such products. Timothy Ogbonaya from Aba says, "How can I report fake goods?" You can go to any of SON's offices near you to report with detailed information about the products. Onoriemu Monday from Gabon says, "Thanks for the program. Before now, when people see made in Nigeria products outside the country, they admire them. Today, some other countries have spoiled Nigerian products by producing lower version of fake and tag as made in Nigeria with Nigerian details. That's a case of products counterfeit and will ensure that offenders who have been found guilty of such are brought to book." Abubakar Mohammed from Maiduguri says, "I always watch the program every week because it's important I do." Thank you so much, Abubakar. Yakubu Isaiah from Nasarawa says, "There is this TV guard I bought in Mararaba, Nasarawa State. 3 days after it stopped working as my TV suddenly went off while watching. I complained to the seller. He said he's not a producer and I finally got the original in Abuja, which hasn't developed any faults since I have been using." Thank you so much for that information. We'll notify our market surveillance desk and they'll take it up from there. Ifoma from Abuja says, "I really enjoy your program." Thank you so much. And that's the much we can take on the feedback segment of the program. Keep your messages coming in with your full name and location to the number 0705972445. Follow us on Facebook at StandardNU, Instagram and Twitter at StandardNU_. Remember, we have a vibrant YouTube channel where you can watch previous episodes online at youtube.com/StandardNU. Don't just view, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks and enjoy the rest of the week.
Why you dey buy fake product? Make you dey careful, no go damage your life.